What the hell is Saw Sports or whatever that last call was talking about? What the hell is that?
Guys are from Free Love, man.
What is up, Sauce Nation? It is your boy Hector Flores, and in this video we're going to talk about the Houston Astros, and not specifically the Astros, but interesting video that ESPN decided to drop today. As to give you some context, today would have been the day, this would have been around the time where the Astros would be playing the Yankees. But anyways, so in this video, it's titled "Why We're Missing the Yankees-Astros Rivalry," and in this video I'm basically just going to break down what exactly was in the video and what's my reaction to this. I understand that this may not be something very topical or who cares kind of thing, but I want to give you guys some Astros content, and this just happened, so I might as well react to this because it does pertain to my team, the Houston Astros. But before we get to that, make sure you guys like, comment on this video, and subscribe to Saucy Sports TV so you guys can get content on the other teams in H-Town, whether it be the Astros, the Dynamo, or the Rockets, or any other team in the Houston area. So without further ado, let's get going with this video. Alright, to give you some context with this video, today would have been the start of the series with the Yankees, a series that a lot of people were very intrigued into seeing what would happen, obviously, because with the whole mess of the cheating scandal and how the Yankees were going to be. And I mean, a lot of people were kind of just interested in overall of how the Astros were going to be treated. Were they going to get beamed a lot? What was going to happen essentially with the Astros? But the video is mainly pointing out the Astros and Yankees rivalry. Now, if the cheating scandal would not have happened, I would still say that this was a rivalry in the making, because of the fact that the Astros and Yankees have had a lot of playoff matchups as of recent, since the Astros moved over to the American League. Obviously, to start is the American League in 2015 when they made it to the wild card game against the Yankees, beat them in Yankee Stadium. Obviously, then went on and got eliminated by the Kansas City Royals, and then you obviously 2017 ALCS and now the 2019 ALCS. So as far as the Astros postseason career in the American League, they faced off the Yankees a fair number of times now. But the main thing is obviously the fact that the Yankees are one of the teams that feel most affected by the cheating scandal, because of the fact that 2017, the ALCS, obviously, if the Yankees would have won, they would have gone to the World Series and took on the Dodgers. I don't think it guarantees them a World Series title, because I think the Dodgers was a scary team that year as well. But it still would have been a good matchup in its own right. But so there's that, and I mean the cheating scandal kind of just ruins whatever happened with the Astros in certain fans' eyes. Obviously, there's Astros fans out there that really just don't care. But if you talk about the baseball people, they obviously don't recognize that 2017 World Series title. But then you go into 2019, and as much as the MLB report states that the Astros didn't cheat in 2019, no one's going to believe them. But then I find it very funny that the same people that don't believe in the report are the same ones that believe that the Red Sox, that only one person was involved with the whole cheating scandal in the Red Sox in 2018, and they respect the report for that. But the Astros, no. But the Red Sox, yeah. Astros, no, they cheated in 2019. They used buzzers, all that. That's all we hear. They respect the report from the for the Red Sox, but they don't respect the report for the Astros. I find that a little peculiar and inconsistent from these baseball fans, to be honest. But aside from that, man, there's a lot of animosity now, especially with the Yankees fans. Obviously, you had Aaron Judge, who deleted his Instagram post congratulating Jose Altuve for the world for being the MVP for the AL in 2017, who he was competing with him. Yeah, CC Sabathia, who was very mad about it because obviously he retired this year, so he would have at least had a World Series title before he retired. And then you had the video basically was showing that how even though they missed baseball, they would have loved to see what happens with the Yankees and Astros. And I think they're kind of just building up some hype for this rivalry, because I'm sure that this would be a matchup that people are going to see in the near future. But it's just kind of, once again, I think they're just trying to build it up as of right now. I think they timed it because of the fact that this would have been the start of that series with the Astros and the Yankees, and I just think that, you know, obviously with all that's going on, and if there's a way to reopen up these wounds about the fact that the Astros cheated in 2017, because I feel like there wasn't that much going on as far as people talking about the Astros and their cheating scandal because of all what's going on with the current situation here in the world. But you had that kind of I wouldn't say distracting it, but kind of overpowering what was going on with the Astros. And I guess even though ESPN, I guess, were trying to hype up the rivalry, they obviously brought back up the cheating scandal, and I guess, you know, like I said, pretty much reiterating, they just decided to reopen old wounds. And then I thought the thing that I found most interesting at the end was just, it was nothing but highlights of fights. And I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that I'm against that, because I mean, you know, whatever gets the game interesting, you know, when you see the, you know, benches cleared and all that, it's obviously gets exciting and all that. But basically, before they said something, they talked about how baseball polices their own, and then showed highlight reels of fights. You saw the A-Rod fight when he was with the Yankees and the Red Sox rivalry. You saw the Rogan Odor punching Joey Bats. You saw the Nolan Ryan fight that he had with I forgot the guy's name, but from the White Sox. So they were just showing brawls, and essentially they're pretty much trying to say that not only will the Astros and Yankees be a rivalry, but it's gonna escalate. And it's going to escalate to the point when one of these Astros players are going to get beamed and a brawl is going to happen. That's essentially what I'm getting from this, is that they want a battle between the Astros and Yankees. They want these two teams to fight it out. And kind of what I've been saying to the Astros fans here on Sauce is, the Astros are in this position that they're in, and that's all you can really say for it. And at this point, I think, if you want to try to be apologetic and all that, by all means, go for it. But I think at this point, for the Astros fans and Astros in general, it's just time to embrace the villain. They want the Yankees to look like victims. I mean, okay, that's what ESPN wants to do. If that's what the New York writers want to do, then fine, make the Astros the villains. I mean, who cares at this point? Hopefully there's some baseball this year, but this was kind of, I feel like, ESPN's way, like I said, just to bring this back up, as I feel like it hasn't really been much talked about this in a while, but you know what? It happened. So all I'm going to say is, it was a good video. I found it very entertaining, but I also found it interesting that they decided to bring this back up, pretty much just bringing this back up to, like, kind of like, oh, you know, I know we missed baseball, but hey, let's not forget what the Astros did, is basically what I got from the video. Now, before y'all think that this was me saying that I don't approve of what ESPN did, it's not that. I mean, obviously they got to do what they got to do to stay relevant as far as their platform and all. But, you know, this was just a way to get, I guess, people talking about the rivalry between the Astros and Yankees and kind of start building a hype for it. But and obviously they picked it on the day where they would have started their series against each other, had there been a season right now. So this isn't me saying, you know, screw you, ESPN, or anything like that. That's not what I'm trying to give y'all. This was just me reacting to what I just saw. I'm going to say it was actually not a bad video. I liked it. Do I like the fact that they're kind of just bringing back up old stuff? I mean, are we still going to be living in 2017? Is really my question, and unfortunately I think the answer is going to be yes. And one of the funniest things is that I actually just read an article from an interview with Brian Cashman, who is the general manager for the Yankees, and in his even though he has distaste for the Houston Astros, he doesn't like the Astros, obviously, because, you know, he feels he got robbed of a World Series, and I don't know how. There's no other way to sugarcoat it, but even he said at the end of the article that you're just going to have to move on from this. There's nothing really you can do. What's done is done. Astros got their punishment. Whether you didn't like it or not, they were punished. And all you can do is just move forward. And kind of what I said before, man, if you really want to beat the Astros, beat them at the game. Don't try to do anything dirty to make your point. If you want to beam them, that's fine. I don't care. But just know that because the Astros still have a solid team. It's not like their team is bad. You don't look at that lineup and you say, oh man, that line is trash. No, it's still a pretty solid team. Could still make the playoffs. And and I'm sure with all the eyes on them, it's gonna be the Astros trying to prove the world that they don't need to cheat to win a World Series title. But we still have to see it before we can believe that, to be honest. And so, with all that being said, man, tell me what you guys think. Do you guys say screw ESPN? How do you guys feel about what ESPN did? If you guys didn't catch the video, well, I guess now you guys know that there's a video out about it. But yeah, so tell me what you guys think. Please like this video and subscribe to Saucy Sports TV so you guys get that content on the other teams here in H-Town, like the Astros, the Dynamo, and the Rockets, and other teams in the Houston area. As well, man, make sure you guys subscribe to our social media platforms, obviously Instagram, Twitter, and then obviously join the Facebook group. And of course, if you guys want more interaction with the guys from the Roundtable or with Ed, go ahead and join the Patreon. You get that $5 tier, and you'll actually be able to join the Discord, and that's where I honestly will say that the conversations get a lot more interesting. When hopefully once sports come back, we'll get on the Discord and we'll actually talk while the games are going on. Kind of have like a mini watch party, if you will. But great conversations, man. I highly recommend it. So that's all I really got, man. So with all that being said, chunking up a deuce. Y'all stay saucy.